Hi, welcome back to me and Mon Ami, and today we're headed to one of our favourite places to spend an autumn Sunday on the French Riviera. We're going to take you to the wonderfully mellow Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat. So what is Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat? Well, Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat is a peninsula of land jutting out into the Mediterranean between Villefranche and Beaulieu-sur-Mer. Now, originally this was just farmland. There was a tiny fishing village. And then in about 1895, something like that, a man called King Leopold the Belgian turned up, didn't he?
He did indeed.
And he took a fancy to it. He spotted this bit of land on the top up here with incredible views across the Bay of Villefranche and back up into the mountains and out the other side towards Italy. He thought he'd build a house here, and he used some of that Belgian Congo money to build his house. And well, to be honest, he built more than one house. But so did a lot of other people, a lot of other well-to-do European royalty, European aristocracy, rich people came here and started to snap up the land. And very quickly, Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat became very desirable. It is now a very long way from being the fishing village and farmland it started out. In fact, it is probably some of the most expensive real estate on the entire planet. What's the sort of square metre price? From about 40,000?
From about 40,000.
40,000.
Name your price.
Exactly, 40,000 per square metre. But in many cases, you literally can name your price, because if you've got a villa here and it's on the market, it is very desirable. Now, Mr. Boo, would you come to Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat on a summer's Sunday afternoon?
No, certainly not in a car.
Yeah, but in autumn, it's the crowd levels are just about the right side of acceptable, aren't they? Particularly if you get there early on a Sunday morning. And of course, there are still so many things you can do here on Cap Ferrat. This is one of the most famous, which we've covered in other videos, so we're not going to go in here particularly, but we'll just give you a brief glimpse of the wonderful Villa Efrussi de Rothschild. Again, one of those grand villas that was built in the wake of King Leopold coming here, and Mrs. Rothschild, Madame Rothschild, decided to... Bonjour.
Bonjour monsieur, c'est pour la visite de la villa?
Ah oui.
Allez-y, merci.
And Mrs. Rothschild built this villa when she didn't have a security man outside keeping you back. I think actually it's because people are nicking parking, don't you?
Yeah.
And you can see even today in late October, with the clocks about to change, it's still very busy up here. But this is well worth coming to. It is one of the most bonkers and fantastical villas on the whole of the French Riviera. And the story of Mrs. Rothschild is, well, it's legend, isn't it? Legend. Anyway, we're going to carry on now and show you a little bit more of Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat, and then we're going to head in the direction of the village itself, where we're hoping to get a bit of lunch, but we're also hoping to go to a car boot sale, a very posh car boot sale. And there's a big story about this villa up here, isn't there? Which is kind of almost the biggest on the entire, certainly got the biggest garden.
Well, that was his Leopold's second
home.
So far from Leopolda.
Maison secondaire.
Yes, he built Les Cedres.
Now that's Les Cedres.
Yeah.
And didn't he keep his mistress down here?
Well,
she was a prostitute, wasn't she?
Well, I don't know if I would go as far as to say that.
I think that she was. Everybody said she was. She was a courtesan. She was a courtesan. I'm not saying she was a bad person. I'm just saying that it was an odd story.
Well, Blanche.
Blanche
was her name.
Sounds like Tennessee Williams.
Blanche was just somebody he used to come down and play cards with every night.
Oh, he did. He used to tootle down the hill, didn't he, and play cards. And then this fantastic house at the end here, which you might catch a glimpse of. But you can see this is a wonderful beach. There is a sort of private beach element to it in the summer, though that'll be closed now. And you can see what a great place to spend an October afternoon it is. It gets the sun till late, doesn't it? You can come and do some skipping like that man. And there it is, La Radiana. That was her little, there you see it says on the gate, look. King Leopold.
Roi des Belges.
King of the Belgians. Here's where he kept his fancy woman, who eventually married, didn't he?
He did marry her.
He did marry, but she started out, I think, as this fancy woman.
Yes.
I think.
They used to come down and he used to wrap his beard in tissues.
That's true. I remember. It's all coming back to me now, my old walking videos.
Right, see.
If you've never seen one of my walking videos, I used to walk around here and tell you all about this stuff when I was, you know, Mr. Historical. But yeah, if you can see down there, Plage de Passable is wonderful, and it also gives you cracking views of Villefranche, doesn't it?
It does.
And that man's skipping. He wants to be careful and do himself a binging, wouldn't he?
Do himself a mischief.
There you go, look at that. Lovely. And it's shallow and it's not pebbly and the water stays warm. And now I'm wishing I'd brought my swimmers. So let's now carry on up here.
Yes.
And head towards Saint-Jean. But along the way, hopefully, you'll get some of the spectacular views. All along this coastline is a wonderful footpath. You can walk virtually the entire length and breadth of the cap, which is shaped like a sort of mini boot, a mini Italy, isn't it? Little Italy. There's something stuck in our wheel. Can you hear it?
It might be a pine cone.
It's very annoying. See if that gets rid of it. No. But there you can see back over there to Villefranche. There's the village of Villefranche. There's the citadel, and there is the harbour. And that's where we were just yesterday having an autumnal swim, isn't it, Mr. Boo?
You see, that was an autumnal swim.
And that was a bit of a relief because it has, believe it or not, we've had some bad weather, haven't we?
We weren't even camping.
It's unbelievable. In fact, Mr. Boo said it was raining quite heavily, but he had to go to do some work in one of his Airbnbs. So he said he'd put his waterproofs on and stick it out, as they used to say at school. And he did. And then about 5 minutes after leaving home, the heavens absolutely opened. And well, you got some quite good footage, didn't you? It made the local news.
It did.
It was very, very big on the local news. Look at this. This man was struggling well, he was struggling with his manhole.
Struggling with his manhole, heading down to the Petit Casino.
Villefranche has never had so much trouble with its manholes, has it? They couldn't keep them on. They couldn't get them back in.
Getting double stuffed.
Double stuffed. Anyway. That was all drama, and then I think it was a couple of days before that we decided it was also not a very good weather day. We'd go to Lidl and do our weekly shop, and we got stuck behind. Well, I've never seen anything like it. Have you?
No, I've never seen anything like it. Nobody had.
It was a man who decided to buy, I think I counted, about 250 oranges.
Tomatoes.
Oh, tomatoes. It was not the orange man. Tomatoes, that's true. That. About 250 tomatoes. Now, I'm guessing he wasn't a tomato fetishist. I'm guessing he had some kind of restaurant or something. And I've seen people do this in Lidl before. But the man on the checkout proceeded to try and weigh them in their bags. This didn't work. He then proceeded to stack them up. We were literally half an hour at the till.
Individually weighing.
There was a woman behind us actually died.
She died.
She passed away waiting to cash out her washing powder. And just down here, of course, is the Grand Hotel du Cap, the Four Seasons owned now, but is still one of the great hotels of the world. And we were lucky enough to go here, weren't we, recently?
We were.
Because two lovely subscribers, Hank and Ali, well, Hank particularly invited us to come to see them because they were staying here for their wedding, or their celebration of their wedding. They'd already got married in the States. And we came and surprised everyone, and we had a fantastic night with them. You drank too many martinis, didn't you?
Lies! I was driving the scooters with Twiggy.
It's true. We didn't dare turn up in Elton, so we turned up in the scooter, which was even worse. But we had a fantastic night with those guys, and then they had their wedding here and everything, and then they went off to Venice. Very nice, very nice. Let's carry on now on the circuit and head towards the village of Saint-Jean. Just want to say a huge thank you, because it's the end of the month, to everyone who sent us PayPal donations and bought us coffees, which is the same as sending us a PayPal donation. It really does make a huge difference to the viability of the channel. We simply couldn't keep this thing running just on YouTube advertising and the odd product promotion that we do. So it makes a big difference, and as a way of saying thank you, at the end of this video, stick around because you'll get to see your name in lights, hopefully. So if you want somewhere magical to walk to, well, come along here past this wonderful beach down here, Paloma Beach. Again, absolutely idyllic, and on a day like today, just perfect, although the sun's starting to go over the other side now, so you're probably better on Passable for sunshine. But keep walking down here and you will come to Madonna, won't you?
See Madonna.
See Madonna. Now, sadly or not, it isn't that Madonna, but it is, and neither is it Madonna with the big boobies.
Well,
She has got quite big boobies, but she's certainly a very big Madonna, and it's this incredible Madonna statue, which is actually bigger than the church itself, more or less, and it's a good climb up here, but it's well worth it. And there's wonderful views from this little church up here of the out into the Med, and it's a very interesting, well, you know what I'm going to say, cemetery, but it is interesting because it is full of Belgian war dead, and for many years I could never figure out why so many Belgians would have died, you know, somehow defending Cap Ferrat. It didn't make sense. And then we discovered that one of King Leopold's houses during the First World War or Second? First World War was turned into a military hospital, wasn't it?
True.
And a lot of the wounded soldiers from the front line were brought here to try and recover, and of course sadly many of them didn't, and so that, I think, is the reason why there are so many Belgian war dead in this cemetery. But it was one of those baffling things. It was a bit like going to the cemetery in Monton when you discovered all these British young soldiers, and you thought, well, were they fighting down here? And then you realise actually they were often people who come to recover from tuberculosis and whatever, and of course it didn't quite work. But can you see her? There's Madonna with the big baby. Not the big booby, the big baby.
Big baby.
Madonna with the big baby. There she is, look. Right up there. Well worth a visit. And the little chapel next to it is very, very cute. Again, in summertime, there's a lovely little sort of reasonably priced buvette there, cafe, with a great terrace. And down here again, another fantastic beach. And further on here, another fantastic beach. They're all little coves, aren't they?
Secret beaches.
Secret beaches. Maybe we'll try and park up and head in the direction of the brocante, the vide grenier, the car boot sale, whatever you want to call it. Right. Good electric charging here, Mr. Boo.
4 spaces.
Didn't know we had those, did you? We could have parked in it.
Could have.
So it appears we don't have to pay for parking.
Yeah, because from the 1st of October to the 30th of April, free parking.
Free parking. What a bargain.
Cha-ching!
No wonder it's so busy. And look at this little electric here. 100% fun, 100% economic, 100% electric. It's the XEV. Very similar to Elton in many ways, and similar to the little Eli that we tried. But obviously it's got aircon and it's got a boot. It's the Yo-Yo. Kevin and Angie. We always bump into Kevin and Angie. They secretly stalk us. They've been in more videos than anybody else. A few years ago, this place was beginning to look a bit tired, wasn't it, Mr. Boo?
A little bit tired.
Some of the restaurants were getting a bit past their sell-by date. Their shops look like they've been clinging on too long. But there has been a big move to get new restaurateurs, to get new shops in here. And there's some really nice stuff. And they've also hugely expanded the number of cafes up here on the top. And again, on a sunny Sunday, it is absolute bliss to sit here in the sun. It's not like the summertime where it's too hot and you're trying to seek the shade. You just need a little bit of a cap on and away you go. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. It's a good yellow.
It's a nice yellow, that.
How much?
23 euros.
Oh, not bad for Saint Jean.
You know me in an interiors shop.
You can get a floating seat here, Mr. But a floating car, look at that. This is what I was saying about what they've done up here. It's become so successful now. And again, because it's just a wonderful place to sit on a Sunday in the sunshine. All kinds of food, all kinds of different places. So, is there anything we could afford here, Mr. Boo?
There's absolutely nothing we can afford
So
here.
this villa is 24,800 to 37,200 a week to rent. Bargain. This one, 75 to 100. That's the going rate. 75 to 100 a week. That's what I'd pay for a whole house the rest of my life. This is rather divine, isn't it, up at Ayres?
I feel like... And of course, in this car park here, this is where they have the classic car show every year. And that's also in the autumn and is a fantastic thing to do on a Sunday. One of our faves. And look at this new buvette selling Pamban yachts. Look at those, Mr. Boo, they look nice. Mass production going on. Delicious. Very reasonable price, Pamban yachts, €7. £6. Not bad. They look, smell nice, and they're really reasonable price. Could have half to share, couldn't you? Could you get one? I don't know one of those. No, I'll share one with you.
A new addition to the Pamban yacht scene, Mr. Boo.
I know.
Here in Saint Jean, we're impressed with this place, and the location is just exemplary. Look at that. Now, we can't promise you that there'll be a car boot sale every week if you come here, but there are often car boot sales in the autumn on in this whole region, and Saint Jean Cap Ferrat is one of the best. You're becoming an alcoholic, Mr. Boo, again. Cracking Michael Jackson, King of Pop. Look at that head.
Oh, you can buy the
outfit.
You can buy the outfit to go with the doll.
Oh, that's scary. That really is scary. I quite like it.
These things, black or white. I think you need some batteries for their maintenance.
Loving this Valerus bamboo pottery. There it is, Valeris. I always call it Valerus. Valeris. Nice, isn't it? What's that, Mr. Boo?
Well, I've always been a fan of the popular game of magnetic fishing.
Well, I can see that. I'd never realised it was so popular. I suppose it's like at a fairground, isn't it? Yeah.
This set's lovely, look at this. Cute.
About this for your next camping trip.
Yeah, that's about the right size. What next camping trip? Oh look, king of the scooter. You
like this one?
Oh, sausages. That's that Barrow's thing.
And then
About how much I love 1960s, 70s kitchen equipment. Even if you don't use it, I just love the look of it. That's fantastic. What did you get, Mr. Boo?
I thought this was the Folio sur Mer poster from the Chemin de Fer.
Look, and there is the Bristol Hotel, as was, Bristol building, Villa Carrillos, and not a lot else, is there? I wonder when it dates from. To take it apart. There's possibly the Eiffel Villa, I think. Carrillos and the Eiffel Tower Man Villa. I'm rather loving this Monte Carlo Mon Amour. Mon ami, mon amour. Love these cases. How fabulous. How cool would these look on Elton's roof on our handy rack? I wonder how much. About £50 for 2 cases. Now if you think about it, 2 cases for cameras off Amazon, plastic, whatever, with no love but protection for the cameras would be that. I'm going to have to buy some foam to go in.
Maybe we'll find a foam store next.
Time to pick up my suitcases that I shouldn't have bought but I just loved. Oui. Oui, merci. Ah, super.
Merci encore.
Merci.
Merci à vous.
Ah, ici. You put the other one in here?
Inside.
Inside.
Inside the next. No problem.
Clever. Merci. Bonne journée. Ciao. Au revoir. Magic lock.
Leader.
You okay there, Twigs? Yeah, I knew you'd like these cases. They're right up your style alley. Anyway, that was Saint-Jean-Cap Ferrat on a very mellow Sunday. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a like, please give us a comment, please think about buying us a coffee or sending us a PayPal. It really does help to keep the channel going. But most of all, folks, remember, as the nights draw in, stay charged.